Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your reading for today. That's going to be a general energy reading for you. Okay, we're going to see what's happening for you at this time. What do you need to know? What do you need to be aware of? Now this can be past, present, or future. Okay, use your discernment with the messages coming through. If it's not your reading, maybe check out a different placement. You could be a cross watcher. Take it how it resonates, guys. Okay. Now, if anybody is interested in a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. I wanted to see what that card was, but okay, let's see here. Sagittarius. Holy angels, what's happening with Sagittarius? What's the message? Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Cups. And see this, I thought this might have been the card too, that when I tried to shuffle and one wanted to I think that was the Nine of Cups. How interesting that that comes out. And the Six of Swords. High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I like this. This looks like you going into a phase of your life where you are focusing on you, okay? What makes you happy? And not in a selfish way, but in a way that you're on a path towards your own fulfillment, okay? Your independence. Going into, I don't know, this could be career. This could be just working towards your own abundance or working towards your own stability. Going towards things that fulfill you and make you feel good. Focusing on your happiness so that you can move on to peace in your life. It just looks like you're prioritizing yourself, okay? You're in the me era. In the I'm important too era, okay? What's the Nine of Pentacles here for Sagittarius? Like this might have not always been so easy for you to prioritize yourself, okay? Maybe you were someone that put other people's feelings above your own or put yourself in the back seat a lot. What's the Nine of Pentacles? The Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Six of Swords. Yeah, Temperance. There you are, Sagittarius. Yeah, so you might have gone through lack in your life, or you are coming out of a period where you didn't have a lot or you didn't have enough. So you're moving from a period of, let's say, you being able to just skate by, okay, or get by, or pay only for the necessities. You're moving from this and leaving this behind and going into a period of actual prosperity and actual abundance where you're not going to just be paying for the necessities, or, you know, when you're going to the grocery store, you have to count every single item that you put in the basket because you only have this much money and you can't afford more. So you're only buying, like, you know, pasta and bread and eggs, right? Now you're going to move into a phase where you can buy your groceries, and then maybe you can even, you know, buy yourself the shampoo that you like, even though it costs like $10 instead of the 1 for 2, right? So something like that, okay? Which is it's a lot. It's a big step up because that does go towards, like, you know, not having to, when you're always having to reduce because you can't afford more, that does take away from doing what makes you happy in a sense, or, you know, because it's kind of like a bind, okay? Because we do live in a world of money. Everything revolves around money. So if you're always having to reduce and watch and, you know, count the pennies and make sure everything lasts until this day so that you have enough money, you're not going to be able to buy anything or do anything. I mean, this can even be like planning trips, right? So planning things that costs money. It's like you might be coming out of a time where you couldn't afford a lot. What's the Nine of Cups? The Page of Pentacles. Judgment. Yeah, you had to start at the bottom. The Page of Pentacles starts at the very bottom. Six of Cups. So, but judgment is here. It's like this is your judgment. This is your favor. This is part of your calling. It's like you've stepped into your calling and you're following your path. You might have started something new, okay? Or you made the leap to start something new and go towards personal fulfillment. What makes me happy, right? And this is going to bring in the abundance. So it's about following your path. There's something here about following your path, the one that is crafted for you or aligned with you, that's going to help you towards prosperity in your life. And more than that, I feel like it's just independence, right? It's the fact that you can now, you can build something for yourself. You can be independent on this path. What's the Six of Swords? Ten of Cups. Okay, you might have had to leave some things behind here. The Magician. And the Five of Wands. Yeah, you had to leave behind maybe even community, maybe even family, okay? Because wherever you were, there was just a lot of conflict there. There was a lot of fighting there, maybe even surrounding what you wanted to manifest or the path that you wanted to go on. This is giving me a lot that you had to really believe in yourself and you had to follow your intuition with the High Priestess. You had to believe that your path is your path and that it's aligned with you and that you can manifest your life the way that you want it to. And it comes with believing in yourself. You took a chance on yourself starting as a page, which is just the very beginning. It's when you take that one coin, you only have one, and you put it into something, you invest it into something so that it can grow, right? But you have to. I mean, that's something that you learn along the way, especially in things of business, is that you don't make money by keeping money, okay? You make money by investing. The more that you invest, the more you can do with it, right? So something has to evolve. You have to put the money into it enough to make a little bit of money from it. Once you make a little bit of money from it, you have to take that money, you have to invest it back into it. And then you can make a little bit more. And then once you have to take that money, you have to invest it back into it. That's how it is, right? So you're finally, because you followed your calling and you've decided to go towards what makes you happy in your life, following your path, what feels good to you, right? You're now finally leaving behind a time, or you're going to, okay? Or if this isn't right now, then this is coming for you, Sagittarius. This is coming up for you, that you're going to be able to leave behind this time of lack and not being able to support yourself. Maybe that's another thing where you went through a time in your life where you couldn't support yourself. You didn't have the means to. You didn't have the means. As a Page of Pentacles, you usually don't have the means to support yourself because the page is like an apprentice. The page is someone that is just starting out. It's like fresh out of college. You got to find yourself an internship, right? That's the page, okay? Or just starting a business. You just started. Talk to anybody that has a startup or just started a business. They always say it takes 5 years, right? So as a page, you don't always have the means to support yourself because of the example that I also just said. It has something to do with investing back into it and the money that you have investing back into it, which is kind of reminding me of an interview that I just saw with Huda Katan from Huda Beauty. She said in the interview that the first couple years of her business, she didn't even receive a salary. She didn't even pay herself a salary in her business. And today that's one of the biggest beauty brands in the world, okay? Now, maybe not in the Western culture, but in the Arab cultures, it definitely is. So that's how it is when you start out. So maybe you didn't always have the means to support yourself, but despite it all, you still went your path knowing that one day this will pan out for you. And you only get to that, you only get to this Nine of Pentacles, which can even be seen as a life of luxury, I guess you could say, right? But it's about having that harvest, right? It's when you've put in all the work, you've been sowing all the seeds, and you've been perfecting your craft, you're a master at what you do, and now you harvest. Now you get to harvest from that tree, okay? And there's plenty of it because you've spent years cultivating it, okay? Now, you only get to this point though when you believe in yourself. And it takes a long time of not giving up. You have to prove it to yourself. It's kind of like also with judgment. Sometimes I feel like the universe or the divine, you go through so many tests at the very beginning because it's like, how badly do you want it? And it's not about the money. It's about the purpose. It's about your calling. It's about following your purpose. There's some sort of there's so many tests along the way, but it's like, how badly do you want this? Are you really willing to put in the hard work? Because you can get there, but it takes a lot of hard work. And it takes a lot of belief in yourself and not giving up. Everybody that gives up, they don't make it there, right? So it's like survival of the fittest, I guess you could say. So survival of the fittest here. You had a lot of conflict, a lot of people that were creating some sort of drama, I guess. You had to leave a lot of things behind, leave people behind. It could even be a community of people behind that didn't believe in you, that doubted you, that made you feel like your dreams, your vision is insignificant. Like it's never gonna pan out. It's kind of like when you first start on a path and people tell you like, oh, do you really think that that's gonna work? Do you really think that's gonna be successful? You're just gonna be in poverty. They see this, they see the page in you. All they see with you is the page. They see this, somebody that's just starting out, not able to support yourself. You have these big dreams, but they see you as this little page, like, how are you gonna make that happen? You're just a little page, right? I feel like there was a lot of people around you that didn't or don't believe in your vision. But this is in the past. Six of Cups. It feels like that is in the past. That's something that you left behind. It's when you go over to, it's when your belief in yourself is so strong that you go, I don't care if you don't believe in me. I believe in me. I know I'm gonna make it. Okay? That's this. It's like when people say, are you sure? I don't think so. That's never gonna work. You're never gonna make it. And it doesn't even hit you anymore. It just like rolls right over you because you're like, oh, you just sit there and you roll your eyes at it. You're like, oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. So what else do we need to know about the Six of Swords? The Ten of Swords. Okay. Ten of Swords. What's that? Nine of Wands. Yeah, you couldn't give up. Giving up was not an option. Giving up was not an option. Because if you had given up, it would have been your ending. You had to fight your way through something. If you wanted to make it, this was like make it or break it right here. Okay? With the Six of Swords, it's like make it or break it, okay? If you don't keep fighting, if you don't give up, if you give up on yourself, then it's going to be your ending. You have to fight your way out of something so that you can move on to peace. And it can't even be something like fight your way out of poverty. You might have had to fight your way out of poverty. Make it or break it, right? It's like you are the one with the magician. You are the one with the wand in the hand. You're the only one that can fight your way out of this. You have to do it on your own too, okay? Because part of this life lesson here and this calling is that you're independent on this path. This has to be your path. You have to do it by yourself. You can't rely on other people to do it or to get you there. And you had to fight your way out of that. And honestly, with the cards coming out, I believe that you did, or you're about to, okay? Take it how it resonates. Either you're on this path right now, or you're just coming out of this, or this is what's coming up for you, okay? But you had to fight your way out of that. It's even giving me a little bit like with the Six of Cups, past life. This could have been a repeat of the past life, okay, of any kind of a past life. I feel like it has something to do with, it's not karma, it's more like, it's some sort of a lesson that had to be learned here. Now, in a past life, you could have died extremely poor. When you left the last life, maybe you left and you had nothing. You were extremely poor. That's kind of what it feels like, that you came back into this life and this was a huge lesson, that you had to fight yourself out of this, and you had to learn the lesson that you have the power. What's Temperance? Three of Swords. Heartbreak or betrayal. You had to heal from betrayal. And Seven of Cups and confusion. Yeah, it's like, this was like, I'm telling you, this feels like such a spiritual test. I keep getting this strongly that this has a lot to do with your path, your calling, but you having to be aligned for that. It was important. If you want this independence, if you want this prosperity, if you want your dreams to manifest into reality, you have to be 100% aligned with that. And the spirit, like, you're like, the divine forced someone here into a situation of like, of being forced to overcome. You had to, it's like you were forced to fight your way through it. So that could even have to do with being in poverty but having no help, right? Having no one to help you, or everybody that was meant to help you, which in reality they weren't, because when you were put in this lesson, divine and God already knew that these people weren't going to help you, right? So it's like, that's why I'm getting like past life kind of a thing. Like this was part of the lesson, was that you were put in positions where you felt confused and you felt hurt and you felt like you were being backstabbed and betrayed, and you were confused about why this was happening to you. But it was like a blessing in disguise, because it forced you into the mode of going, man, I have to fight my way out of this, but I have to do it alone. We have the Nine of Wands here, Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. That's all about you as a single individual, right? The only thing here with a group of community is the Ten of Cups and leaving it behind. So this was an individual journey for you, and that was how it was meant to be even before you signed up to come back to Earth School, right? This was supposed to be an individual journey for you, but it was like, this is your test, right? Spirit, like with Temperance here, I feel like Spirit plopped you into this and was like, if you want this, you have to heal your way through it. If you want this, show us how much you want it. If you want this, you have to fight your way through it, but in a healed way. You have to heal through this. The Three of Swords and the Seven of Cups coming out with Temperance. It's like, if you want this, you have to heal your way through it. No one's going to help you. What are you going to do now? It's kind of like, it's giving me a little bit of like boot camp, okay? It's like, I see like, well, I just saw a swimming pool, but it's more like the divine plopped you like into a swimming pool, but you couldn't swim. And then you've got like this coach on the sideline, but it's like an angel watching over you, but it's like a tough angel. Like, I don't know, maybe you have ancestors that have military background, or that's just kind of how I'm seeing it. They're like there with a whistle, okay, like a drill sergeant, right? And they're like, if you want to learn to swim, if you want to get out of the pool, you better learn to swim. You better learn to swim. You better keep swimming, keep swimming, keep swimming. And you're like drowning, right? You're like, please help me. No one's helping me. And the angel's like, no one's gonna help you. No one's gonna help you. If you want to get out of that pool, you are gonna swim for your life, okay? And you were so confused. You're like, what the hell is going on? So when you first got thrown into that pool, you were like, you felt betrayed. You felt heartbroken. Like, why is no one helping me out of this pool? I'm so confused. Why am I even in this pool? I can't even swim. Why is this happening to me? So much confusion. And it was on purpose. I swear it was on purpose. Even if you didn't understand it at that time, it was on purpose. And it was being overseen by some angel drill sergeant here with a whistle, like whistling at you. Like I'm seeing like real like drill sergeant boot camp, like this angel at the side of the pool, like, you better learn to swim, you better learn to swim, like that. And it's like, if you don't learn to swim, you're gonna drown, right? So you better learn to swim. You better learn right now. 6 of Swords. You better learn to swim out of that water right now if you want to make it, right? But it was probably the best thing that ever happened to you. Looking back, there was something that you went through that you wouldn't even probably trade it for, you wouldn't even wish that your life had gone differently because of how much strength that you got going through this situation, right? It's like your family or whoever this is, this community, they could have even been the one to push you in that pool thinking that you were going to drown. But I almost feel like the divine knew that, see, God, the divine around us, they already know what is going to, time is not linear here in the spiritual world. So it's like they already knew what was going to happen. They already knew the soul of these people that are around you, that are supposed to help you. They already knew. So it's like, it just feels like it was part of this lesson. And nobody thought that you were gonna figure out how to swim, right? But it made you stronger. It's giving me the song Fighter by Christina Aguilera. Yeah, you'd think I'd always hold resentment for you, but you're wrong. Because after all that I have to find the lyrics again. Something about, now I know how to be this way now and never back down. So I want to say thank you because it made me that much stronger, made me grow a little bit wiser. Yeah, that's what this is. I'm going to get the lyrics out again, but it's like, after all, you would probably even thank the people that put you in this situation, because it did make you stronger and it did force you to swim and learn to swim on your own. And that was part of your life's lesson. It was so important on your journey and on your calling that you learn to fight your own path, okay, through, and not rely on others. And it could even have something to do with codependency, okay, with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, leaving behind codependency or relying on others. Now, it's always important to feel like you can depend on others or rely on others, but there might have been unhealthy codependency, okay? And this was something that Spirit wanted you to break free from. It was very important on your path that you release codependency and you learn to do it on your own, right? Like, you got pushed out of the nest and it was a harsh way. It wasn't like, go baby bird, fly away. It was like, get the fuck out this nest, like that. And you're like free falling and you're like, what the fuck? It's like you're in the middle of a sleep, you're in the middle of a slumber, and all of a sudden you get boom, pushed out the nest. And it's like, you got like a concussion, you don't even know what's happening, right? It was like really brutal. Okay, something here felt brutal, but it was meant to be brutal because it was meant to wake you up, and you needed to have that wake up call. Because it was like, it was like make it or break it, okay? What's the Nine of Cups? The Moon in reverse. You had to learn to face some fears. The Hanged Man. Yeah, you had to cut yourself loose. You had to change something. You had to have a wake-up call with the Hanged Man. Or you had to realize that you were stuck in something and you had to figure out on your own. It's like escape room, okay? Like you may really have some like tough ass ancestors, okay? I'm getting that. Passed over loved ones, military. That had like there's like, they have love, but it's like tough love. It's like you might even come from a military family, okay? So it's giving me, that's what it's giving me though, hardcore. It's like escape room. It's like, if you want to make it out of this, then you're going to find your way out. If you want to make it out of this, then you're going to figure out what the passcode is, how to do this, how to unlock this, and you have no help. And you have 30 seconds to do it. Go. It's like, but it was like a test. Like with every room that you went through, you just got better and better and stronger, and your senses got stronger and your mind got sharper. And that was the purpose. And looking back, you're probably seeing that now and you're realizing that and you're like, wow, that was really tough, but I did it. And I feel like I'm a whole different person now, man. My senses are sharp. My mind is sharp. Like, I feel like a sharpened crayon, okay? It's like High Priestess. Yo, this was part of it too. You had to, this had something to do with it. Sharpening your senses and your intuition. So you had to learn to sense danger. This has a lot to do with your mental and danger. Learning to sense danger, learning to fight your way out of danger, learning to use your senses, learning to use your sixth sense, learning to withstand pain, learning to heal through pain and trauma, learning to find clarity in situations and figure out how to get your way out of it. Yeah, escape room. But like military style. This is like a spiritual boot camp. Wheel of Fortune, yo. So that you can be on your path to destiny. This was meant to happen to you. This was part of your destiny. And this was going to shape your destiny. Either you make it out of this or you don't. But that's part of your path. That was part of it. And it was brutal. Not a lot of people have to go through something that you went through. Not a lot of people go through something like this. But it was to make you some sort of like it was to build you in some sort of way. Everybody's gonna know, like whoever this is for, you're gonna know what your path is and why it was very important for you to go through this. I feel like it has a lot to do with sensing danger. It has a lot to do with sharpening your senses and your sixth sense. It has a lot to do with resilience, building up courage and the fighter spirit, a warrior spirit. You had to build up a warrior spirit here, and it was only going to come if you had to fight your way out of something. It could have felt like a life or death situation. Maybe it was. Maybe you had to fight yourself out of a life or death situation. Like I said, you were in a pool and you were drowning. Okay? Four of Wands. Could have something to do with poverty as well. Fight your way out of poverty. Fight your way out of maybe a community of people that pushed you into a pool or stuck you in an escape room and we're trying to build like booby traps around your life and trying to like get you to step on a bear trap, and there was a drill sergeant next to you, some ancestor in the military the whole time, firing you on from the sidelines with the chariot. Do not give up. You're not gonna give up. You're gonna keep fighting. Don't give up now. And you're like, at the beginning, like I see at the beginning, this changed someone. At the very beginning, when you first got into this here, you were confused. You were like dazed. You're like, what the hell is going on? I feel so hurt. I feel betrayed. Now you're like this fighter. Like I'm hearing like, really, I'm seeing someone that's like, like you just went through battle, yo. I'm not, or you just finished you got like, you know how they say that SEALs training is like the hardest training, like no woman has ever, I think only one woman, or has any woman ever gotten through SEALs training? I don't think so, right? But this is like the spiritual version of it. And it's like you, now you don't even look the same. You don't even have the same posture. You're like, boom, boom, boom. Like I'm seeing like someone that just is more like, you're just stronger now. You just walk out with that Christina Aguilera song like blasting in the background. You're like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. You're like doing your little workout routine. I don't know. Like this really did a number on your resilience here, okay? What's Judgment? The Hermit. Learning to go within. Made me grow a little bit stronger. Made me grow a little bit wiser. Made my skin a little bit thicker, right? Made me smarter, made me stronger, made me wiser. Eight of Swords, this booby trap, man. This is the escape room. This is the spiritual escape room that you were in, or the literal one on earth. You were definitely in an escape room. You were trapped in a maze. You were trapped. This was part of your judgment. Not part of your judgment, but it was part of your path. It's like this was necessary for you to unlock the next part of your life. It's like it was a test. It was either you make it out of this or you don't. Either you survive or you don't. I don't know why that's so important. I don't know what your purpose is on this earth. You could have a huge purpose on this earth. You could have a purpose, a significant one, and this was important. It's like you need to know that you can only go to this next phase of your life if you are strong enough. There was some sort of a higher purpose behind this. Two of Cups, it has to do with relationships, maybe close relationships, sensing danger. There's something here about learning to sense danger, even with people that are around you. Even with people that pretend to be close to you. The Devil at the bottom of the deck. This was important. Maybe because of what your purpose is, maybe you're coming into some sort of an alignment with a career or with the rest of your life where you're going to be in contact with a lot of different people, and you have to know how to sense danger. You have to know how to sense intention. You have to know how to sense when someone is trying to use you or trap you or bind you or connive you, or you have to learn those things. And it was when you started here, you were a baby bird. You were not ready for that world. You were not ready for that world. You were not ready, and you had to be made ready quick. Okay, so what's the Six of Swords? The Ace of Wands. You went a new path here. Ace of Cups. Yeah, you got this. You got a new beginning. You're getting a new beginning here. You're getting a brand new beginning, a brand new life. This is something handed to you from the divine. It's like you can have this. You can have this, but follow me. Follow guidance. Follow the divine. Follow God. We're going to guide you out of this. You were in a lot of conflict here. There was a lot of people up against you. There was a lot of fighting going on here. And it was like Seven of Swords. There was a lot of deceit around you. Whoever you are, there was a lot of deceit, a lot of people wanting something from you, trying to do something to you, trying to hurt you, trying to physically harm you, okay? So God said, look, or the divine or your angels or this drill sergeant ancestor said, look, we'll give you a new life. We can guide you out of this. We can guide you to peace. But you need to go through the test now. We're going to help you, but you need to learn to swim now, okay? What is this here with this family and the Magician? 5 of Cups in reverse. Coming out of sadness, coming out of hard times. Also maybe even coming out of this victim, some sort of a victim. I'm not getting victim mentality like you saw yourself as a victim. Consciously, like you, not like you played the victim card and you were like, oh, woe is me, my life is so hard. But I'm talking more about like that baby bird feeling at the beginning where it's like, why is this happening to me? Like, why is everybody trying to do this to me? I don't understand why everybody wants to hurt me. Like, why is everybody more like that kind of a thing? Like, why? Okay, not like, oh, why am I? It's like, you get what I'm saying. So there was a lot of sadness here, probably at the beginning, not understanding it. And it's like you had to be pulled out of that mentality as well, of asking yourself, why is this happening to me? Why are they doing this to me? Why is everybody being mean to me when I'm so, I didn't do anything to anyone. You had to be pulled out of that and thrown into the deep water to understand that people out there are ruthless. You're too naive. It's like you got like smacked by the universe. Like this drill sergeant ancestor wanted to like smack you into reality. Like, wake up. People are mean, okay? Like, stop believing everybody's nice. Get a hold of yourself. Get a grip, okay? Stop with the why me and realize it happened. So you are the target. What are you gonna do about it? You need to fight your way out. Stop feeling sorry for yourself, okay? Like that's what happened here. And it was a harsh lesson. It was harsh. You probably felt like for a long time, like, what the fuck? What the fuck, right? Emperor in reverse. Yeah, you had to realize that people have issues. Stop seeing someone that is controlling your life as a nice person. Like, they can have nice traits and stuff, but stop deluding yourself. You were dealing with people that were mean, that had huge egos, that were dictatorial, that had wanted to control you, very cold-hearted, kick you when you're down, anger issues, just ruthless. And you were just going, oh, la, 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 everybody's nice to me. Like, wake up, okay? Like, there was something here where you were overlooking things. You were not sensing danger. You had a hard time sensing danger. You weren't listening to your intuition. That was a huge part of this, was tapping into your intuition so that you can learn to sense danger, because that is why intuition is so important. It helps us sense danger. It helps us sense when somebody is trying to deceive us, or when something is not good for us, or when it's not the right thing for us to do. It helps to stop us from doing something that's not good for us, or telling us to go the other way. Our intuition is part of the guidance. It's part of the spirits around us trying to guide us to our what's for our highest good, or for our highest purpose. So you were not listening to your intuition. You were not sensing danger. You were not seeing the danger in people around you that were very heartless, cruel, had horrible intentions for you, didn't care about what happens to you, and had just, I feel like, bad intentions, very cruel intentions. Putting you in this escape room, wanting you to drown, wanting bad things to happen to you, okay? What's the 5 of Wands? King of Cups in reverse. Yes, these people, these people that you were dealing with, they don't have balanced emotions. They're very cold-hearted, very bitter, very heartless, and you had to learn that lesson of people's intentions, because there's something that you were overlooking with how people can be, how they can act, how they can be, because you were like too naive. You trusted too many people. You trusted everyone that you met, most likely. You were the kind of person that trusted every single person that you met because you couldn't identify with deception. You couldn't, because that's not who you are, right? You're the kind of person that believes that, people feel guilty, or people feel bad, or people don't want to hurt other people, or family is there for you, or family cares, or, there's something here about you just not seeing things for what they are, being way too trusting with the wrong people. And that had to stop. It had to. Knight of Swords. Yeah, you were being attacked. There was a lot of confrontation here. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you were being attacked. You were being put in poverty. You were being put in lack. And it could have even been by the people around you, right? Yeah, you were trusting the people that were depriving you. You trusted those people. You trusted the exact people that neglected you and deprived you and had bad intentions for you, that didn't care about you, that put you in physical lack, spiritual lack, financial lack. These are the people that you trusted. And that was a huge issue on your path. You have to get away from that Tower. And the only way that the divine saw this as possible is by shocking the fucking shit out of you, okay? You got like the electroshock treatment from this one. You had to. It was really hard. I feel like you started it might have unraveled for you in like a very short time period, right? Where over just a couple months, you started realizing the intentions of everyone around you. And you started realizing that everyone around you is against you. It's like you got like something ripped off your eyes, and it was a shock treatment, and it was very, very hard for you to deal with that. And that was part of the swimming pool. It's like, now you know the truth. This is the truth. Now you need to fight your way out of this. And it was like you didn't even have the time to fully process all the information that you were receiving because you were so busy trying to fight for your life. But fighting for your life and learning to survive was part of the processing, because it was reminding you of the fact that, or it was showing to you that all of these people that you had been trusting all this time, all these years, were the people that were trying to hold your head underwater. And it forced you to fight even against this community, this group, this family, whoever it is to you. But this was important. It was important for it to happen this way. It was important. This can even be that moment where you realized you can't trust anyone, where you realized that you had been betrayed, where you had been backstabbed, where you had been put in situations of poverty on purpose, where you had been stabbed in the back and deceived, you had been used, you had been lied to, you had been manipulated, misguided, you had been left to die, you had been intentionally, they had put your head underwater. It's like that moment where you realize that everyone around you misused your kindness because you were so naive. You were so naive and trusting. And you had to go through this. If you hadn't gone through this shocking moment and this boot camp and this escape room, these people would have ended you. They would have ended you. It would have been the end of you. They would have siphoned you off of you until there was nothing left of you. Then they would have discarded you and thrown you out. You had to fight your way out of this, and it had to hurt. It had to be harsh. It had to be brutal, and it had to hurt. Because that's what made it stronger. That's what made you stronger. That's what started the healing process, was the pain. And I don't know why, it's kind of giving me again the Navy SEALs. I remember reading some comments, this is a long time ago, about people that either knew someone that went through it or had been through it themselves. And they said it was so much, it wasn't even the physical aspect of that training, it was the mental. It was so mentally exhausting and mentally, it was like mental torture, to the point where they had to like check out mentally in order to survive that, or order to get through it. It's like, that's why those guys are so, that's why they're like lethal weapons walking the earth, okay? Because the training that they went through, it broke them. It would broke, it's like their mental, like, I don't know, I've never met one, right? Maybe somebody in my comments can tell me about the experience. I'd love to hear it, right? But I assume that they get put in situations where it's like the only way that you get through this is if you are mentally strong enough, right? And I'm not comparing what you went through to Navy SEALs training, but maybe just a little bit. It's like you had to break down your mental, the way that you thought in the past and the way that you were in the past, in order to heal through that and to gain a new perspective and cut yourself loose and get through this, right? And it was tough. It was really tough. I do feel that. You fought for your life, and it was life or death. It really was. So closing words here for Sagittarius before I get off. A King of Wands in reverse. This was your oppressor. Maybe this is this Emperor in reverse. This is somebody that was a part of this, I'm assuming, because they're coming out in reverse. Or it could also be that they wanted to disempower you, right? They didn't want you to be a leader. Queen of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. They saw you as the little page. They saw you as just a little, they saw you as a little apprentice. They saw you as a little something. They saw you like a child. They saw you as something that they can use and misguide. They saw you as naive and trusting and stupid. They didn't think that you had it in you. They saw you as someone that's struggling, you're someone that's vulnerable, just looking for someone to give you a chance. They saw you as someone that was struggling to get by. This is a person that met you when you were in a very vulnerable state, when you were at the very beginning of your life or your career. They came in acting like they wanted to help you. This is someone that saw you struggle, and they came in pretending like they wanted to help you because they saw you as a child that was struggling, a vulnerable person, but they didn't want to help you. This was somebody that saw this in you, and for them, they knew this was your weakness, and for them, they felt like this was their strength because they could come in and overpower you, misguide you. They could get you to trust them. And that was probably the one thing, looking back on your life, where you really realize you should have never, ever trusted that person. You should have never trusted them. But you were too trusting, and that's why this happened to you. It all started with trusting that one wrong person. That was the major life lesson. They came in like a knight on a white horse, saying, you can trust me. I'm here to help you. You're struggling financially. I can help you. I'm here. You can trust me. You were too naive. You believed that people had good intentions. You believed that people wanted to help. You believed that what someone wanted to do for you, that they were doing this because they were kind to you, or because, you know, you could trust them, because they came across as someone that you can trust. So you trusted them, and most likely blindly, that they wouldn't, you know, that whatever they were doing for you, it wasn't, that it was okay, because you could trust them, and they would never do something that would harm you, and they would never do something that would be bad for you, and they would never do something that would like abuse your trust. And you had to learn, yes, people do that. And not just that, that is exactly why this person came to you like this, is because they saw you as someone that was struggling, and they knew that they could offer this to you, and you would basically bite the bait because you trust them. That was a major life lesson there. Major life lesson. Yeah. This has to do with work, or your career, or some sort of a financial strategy, something to do with money here, and a conflict, a fight around your work, a fight around money, or some sort of a financial strategy here, death, and why you ended up walking away from this person, this community, this family forever. And it was because of how they like fooled you, how they baited you, how they abused your trust, how they baited you, how they saw you as like this vulnerable, naive, gullible apprentice who can, you know, if we just make this person trust us, then we can stab them in the back. And the thing is that you did trust them. You fell for it. Unfortunately, you might have been very young, trusting, and then you didn't find out until, I feel like, a lot later what had actually transpired behind your back, how this person actually had been abusing your trust this entire time, how they had been, you know, what they actually did with your trust, right? Very deceptive. You were thrown into the cold water. Something shook you awake and said, wake up. And it was spirits. It was spirits. It was your angels. It was your past over loved ones that said, wake up. Wake up. If you don't wake up right now, it's going to be your ending. You have to wake up right now. Stop trusting these people. Three of Wands. Because you didn't see what they were planning behind your back. You didn't see what they were planning behind your back. You had to find out the truth about what these people were planning behind your back while you were naive and trusting, so that you can cut yourself loose and be free. Right? Jumping into freedom. Yeah. Powerful message here today, guys. I liked it. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that, Sagittarius. Okay, thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.